I hope I won't be seen as interfering in the American elections if I say that I root for Joe Biden to become the next president of the United States.
I would prefer Biden for the next US president.
I hope for Biden to win.
To my mind, Joe Biden is likely to win this election campaign. I think Donald Trump is very dangerous for Russian interest and for the interest of the whole international community.
Here are just some reasons why I wouldn't want Mr. Trump to be re-elected. His denial of the climate change, his withdrawal from the Paris Agreement, his appalling handling of the COVID crisis in the US, the way he constantly contradicts himself. He mocks the disabled. He bullies his opponents. As for the US-Russia relations that have deteriorated so drastically over the years, I personally cannot see any potential for any improvement, no matter who the next president is.
From what I see, Trump is going to win in the biggest landslide of popular vote. I don't know about electorate that you have in America. You just have to see the crowds. We know that Trump is going to be the best for Israel, the best for America, and the best for the world.
I have no idea who would win. I could say who I hope who would win is Biden and not Trump. Because I really think that Trump is doing a lot of harm to Israel. I think he's ruining our relationship with the Palestinians.
Why is he good for Israel? Why? I can tell you 100 million reasons. One, he moved the embassy. Second of all, Trump doesn't want a globalist economical system. He wants cooperations of countries that will cooperate financially. And the media makes him look a fool, but he's not. He's a genius.
Mainly, I hope it's not Trump. He's a racist. What do you expect from like a racist president? He did nothing for his country, and he's certainly not gonna do anything for the Middle East or Palestine. He made it worse for Palestine by supporting Israel and moving the embassy, moving the embassy.
And I hope the next president will be on our side, because as you know, Israel is like the baby boy for America, and anything the American president will do will affect us immediately.
I really hope that Biden wins, purely because I absolutely detest Trump. I just think he's a terrible person, especially all the things that he says about women as well, which I just cannot believe that he even has any women supporters. So I do really hope that Biden would win.
I am hoping that Trump does not get re-elected, not necessarily because I believe Biden is a perfect candidate, but because we know for the fact that Trump is far from being perfect. To be a leader of a country, there is a moral standard to be met, and Trump is a sexist, racist, a lawbreaker, and his stance on immigrants is extremely unfair and hostile.
Actually, I hope that Trump will continue to be the president and win the elections, because from day one he was there in Egypt. The relation between Egypt and the United States is so nice. There's nothing happened, and usually you have the concept of what I know is better than what's coming, whatever the consequences will be.
The entire world is affected by who sits in the White House. The entire world already today suffers from the chaos and the violence that is spread by the current president, and from his chaotic crisis management that shows incapability to cope with COVID, to cope with climate change, to cope with any other crisis. This guy serves his own interests best, and not the interest of his nation, and not the interest of the entire world. And it hurts me deep in my heart that in the last 4 years I had to witness how this country, this proud nation, destroyed itself. It's like in a horror movie. It's like the worst horror movie I've ever seen. And I would love this horror movie to finally end.
برأيي أنا كأنه إذا لو كنت عم فكر من منطلق أمريكاني أكيد جو بايدن، لأنه he's the more viable, more competent option. والديمقراcy is at stake بأمريكا basically with Donald Trump.
you should choose the evil that you know best. Okay, in this case, Trump is somewhat better, but not necessarily much better. And in this case, I would say that any choice would be not the best one for my country, because I don't think that the situation will improve. The relationship will improve significantly, between our two countries.
We inherit all the divisive stuff that comes from the States, like without missing a beat, I don't think.
And what's it been like to sort of watch the election?
Really stressful, really stressful, and I think everybody wants it over.
And I watch these debates between these two people, and I'm like, you're both terrible. And like the fact that Joe Biden is like the best that the DNC can do to battle Trump, who's like obviously like a monster as well. And then it's like Kamala Harris as like the VP running mate, and like it's like cool, like great having a woman of color in a position of power, but it's like, wait, she's also like a pretty hardcore prosecutor with a pretty sordid past. And like, do I hope Biden wins? Yeah, he's the better one. But it's just so, like, it's hard to not be overwhelmed and just like kind of hate the whole thing.
Well, I'm hoping Biden wins, because I think that if Trump gets in for another 4 years, the situation in the U.S. and as a result globally, because of the influence the U.S. has, is just going to get worse.
I hope Biden wins for the obvious reason that Trump is probably the worst thing to happen to the United States and the rest of the world in quite some time.